Yeah, I started wearing hats when I was a little girl. I get in, and my grandmother would be going to the store somewhere in the car, and she said, "You can't go because your hair is not combed." I said, "I can put on a hat." I said, yes, I've been wearing hats for a long time. Pretty good.
I love the hat on. I can tell you that when I put on a hat, I feel complete. I feel that the dress that I have on, or the pantsuit that I have on, the makeup, everything is whole once you put the hat on, because it sort of speaks for your personality and it speaks volume for who you are and what you represent. I just enjoy wearing hats.
Once you put on a hat and it's laid the right way, you feel extra pretty. You have to hold yourself up straight, turning heads, both yours and theirs. Yeah, so I love a variety of hats.
Hats make you feel complete. When you put them on, they give you a different view, and they are attention getters as well. When people see you, they'll say something to the fact, "Oh my goodness, look at that hat. Where is she going with that hat?" So having a hat on, it says something about you.
I grew up in a time where most women, if not all, in my community wore hats. They wore these hats to church, and that struck me as regal. The fact that they were so well dressed, and there were even ladies in our community that had matching hats, gloves, umbrella, and outfit. And that was a spectacle to behold. I'm sure I started wearing hats when I was around 15 years of age, because I started thinking it's time for me to start dressing a little bit more elegantly.
But it's more just being able to dress up on Sundays, because that's when they were able to dress up and feel important. And the deacons and the mothers of the church, it was just a special, special time.
My mother loved the hats, and I took that much from her because I love hats. I've been wearing a hat ever since I got old enough. And I can't tell you how many hats I got. They are beautiful, and I love hats. I don't think I'm dressed last night. When I'm going to church, my full dress, I have to have my hat.
Well, I was asked to be in a fashion show where it showcase hats, and I got a lot of compliments on my hats. The hat choices that I had. Because I guess I don't know if my head just looked better in a hat or whatever, but I don't know. But I got a lot of compliments. Oh, I love that hat. Oh, that hat just so. That really fuels my fire.
Because I love hats, and I grew up with the older people. I didn't fool too much with young ladies. And I was I guess because I was the oldest child, and I always went around older people. Yeah, and that's the way. When I was raised up in the community raised the child or the children, yeah, and I respect that today.
They always, when I was in church, I always said, I can't wait to get grown to wear a hat and wear stockings and high heel shoes, and we wear gloves sometimes. So it makes me feel like I am a younger, elegant, older lady. It brings out the unique in a lady to see what her appeal is by judging her on that hat she wears. Because sometimes you can tell, you know, like me, I have so many now. So the way I feel, that's the way the hat makes me feel.
The experience with the hat started when I was a little girl. I think it probably was around Easter, you know, with the Easter bonnets. My mother bought me a little white hat with some little flowers on it, and I thought I was just the cutest little thing in that hat. And from that time on, I loved hats on my head, you know. So my mother always wore hats to church, so I told her, I said, well, I want some hats too. So she started getting me a little straw hat, you know, a little sun hat, and a little like a little sailor's hat. And she just would give me little hats and I'd wear them. And that's when I took a liking to having something on my head, like a hat or a cap. So my mom told me that in the Bible it was appropriate for the woman to cover her head. And I thought, oh, in the Bible, that was an important book in my house. So if it's in the Bible, I said, I'm supposed to do that. My mom is doing it, I'm going to do it. So I grew up with hats.
Sometimes I feel like the Queen Elizabeth in her hats. And I just like hats.
Well, wearing a hat makes me feel like a queen. It just adds that extra touch to your outfit. What history has shown back in the day, hats were a way of actually showing reference to God. Showing up, coming to church, showing respect to the Lord.
I love hats, and in my adult life, as far as I can remember, I have worn hats. As a matter of fact, when my daughter was married, I made the hat that I wore in her wedding. So from then on, I've just bought, and when I see hats, I like them, and I buy them, and I wear them.
Growing up, I grew up very, very poor. Poor wasn't the word for poor. I had one pair of shoes and one dress, and I always wanted to go to church. And in my household, and the way it came from old school, if you didn't have a hat on or you didn't have pantyhose, you couldn't go. But I begged and cried, and my mother let me went. And so coming from humble beginnings, now I have too many shoes, too many dresses. Women that wear hats are classy. They have they have that finesse, they have class. And so I love to see the ladies in the hats, especially my first South Florida ladies.
I've started wearing hats more after I developed breast cancer and was taking chemotherapy and lost all my hair. I've always had hair, shoulder-length hair, so that was kind of dramatic for me when I lost my hair and I wanted to cover up my head. I think hats are distinguished looking, you know, that's when I see a lady in a hat, I'm like, she's saying something, she's making a statement. Yeah, you know, I got this, I'm in control, I'm the boss. So yeah, and that's how I feel when I wear hats, yeah.
Well, when I wear hats, I just feel so elegant, you know, almost like royalty. I love Queen Elizabeth and all of her hats, and it just makes me feel happy when I wear a hat.
I always wanted to be a model, so I just like them. I just would put them on and I look good in them, make you have a different kind of attitude about yourself.
My mom was a hat
wearer. As a matter of fact, she introduced me to hats even when I didn't want to wear hats when I was in school. Well, wearing a hat gives a certain aura to you. You know, you feel more complete on a Sunday, you know, and especially finding something that complements, you know. So I wear them for me, and because they make me feel good.